Yo, what up? All right, we're gonna do another market analysis. Today's July 19th. We are currently 30 minutes away from market closure, so we're gonna go over the results of this morning's market analysis. So gold, called it. I've been calling it that we were gonna sell off today. So you know, when we had our zones marked up, we had them marked off like this. And this price structure hasn't been formed yet. We're waiting for a pullback into one of these zones. But if you notice, we broke through the zone that we had lined up. And if you zoom in on a 5 minute, you did have a entry. It would have been this one right here. So this is what I had marked up. We broke through the zone. We created a fair value gap. The only thing is that we didn't technically get tapped into the zone. We immediately started melting from here. So once we started melting from here, now you got to look and see, okay, what is the next zone that you can catch a trade off of? So if you would have looked, you could have caught a trade off of this zone right here, off of this, support. And then we were going to wait to see if it tests as resistance. There was a fair value gap that was created in there. So in the 5 minute time frame, if you see, we completely... What is it? It was right here. You probably can't see it because it's already been filled, but it was right here. There it is right there. There's the fair value gap. This is the trade that I took today for gold. I think I entered like right this and then stops above here. I went for a 1 to 3. It was something like this. I don't really remember what it was. There you go, tapped in, and then boom. It was so fast on gold. So that was one trade, one good trade on gold. There was actually another trade that you could have taken if you didn't catch this one. I believe we retested and we dropped. You could have took that one again, but I wouldn't have taken that. I would have waited for another supply setup, and which we are about to get. So there it is right here. So as you can see, we have all these candles pushing down. I probably wouldn't have taken it anyways. The point of the story is you just gotta follow basic market structure. We're completely going down, so it's like, why would you buy? You know what I mean? The trend is going down, so we're looking at zones to take sells off of. NAS 100, there was a beautiful call out. Like, I'm gonna take you through the whole entire thing, what I was seeing. So this morning we had our zones marked up like this. We had our zones marked off something like this, and I said we're probably going to get a retest up on this level, and then we're going to drop for sells. That's literally what I said. So I remember when market opened, we were kind of retesting around this area here, which is where I entered a trade. And the reason why I entered a trade is because if you see, we have a minor resistance, support and resistance level here. It's a very minor one. So when I went to the 5 minute time frame, this is what it looked like. So this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at price retesting this minor zone. We're in a fair value gap. I'm still waiting for another supply setup to happen and a break of structure, which we're about to get right now. So as you can see, we got to push down, but we don't have a break of structure yet. So I wouldn't have taken that trade. And you could count this as a break of structure, but this would have been a weak break of structure in my opinion. Because we barely even, we like created almost like a triple top. So, what I would have waited for is this structure right here to be broken, to be valid. So as you can see, we completely broke this structure, this main structure here, and we had a very fair value gap up there. So let's just see what happens. We tapped into this fair value gap. Is this what I was looking at? No, it wasn't. Where is it at? Boom, there it is. That was the beautiful trade. Here's the breaker structure right here. Here's the breaker structure. We created this beautiful fair value gap here, which we took to the downside, which you should have been able to take to the downside for a 1 to 3. And this one ended up freaking melting. This was a beautiful trade. If you would have got in, got almost stopped out. I think I had my stop loss, like, to be honest, I think I had it at the swing high. And then it was just a 1 to 3 from there. As you can see, it was so fast. I ended up closing like around this level, like right before my TP was hit. It was like right before. it was like right before, like a few ticks off, and I closed it for TP. And then there was another entry here that I took. So we had another push down, and then I entered it like right there, and then I had my stops right here, and then I took it back down to like another 1 to 3, but this one ended up going break even. And the reason why was because we get tapped in. We're gonna get tapped in here. So here it is right here. I got tapped in around this area here, and then I think we ended up shooting. Yeah, we ended up shooting up here. We messed around for a little bit. We came back down. We almost got stopped out. And I think at this point in time, I don't remember what it was. I ended up moving my stop loss to break even, and then it took me out, and then the move just took off. Like that's what it was. Okay, yeah. So yeah, our stop loss almost got hit, came down. Once it came down here, I moved my stops to break even. So like right around, literally like right around that level when we were down here. And then it came back, took me out, and then completely just melted. Completely melted. So that was still another trade that I did take personally. I do have 3 accounts, and I took them. Man, we had a great trading day today. Same thing. We called it. We said we were bearish. I said it was going to retest around this level here, which it almost did right here. Actually did retest this level. We was looking for sells, and we took sells. SPX didn't move at all for some reason. US 30, same thing. Look at how we had our zones marked up. We were waiting for a retest at the AOI, and I called it. I said, hey, we might get a retest at the soft AOI. So we went to the 5 minutes. As soon as I saw this tap into this AOI, I was like, okay, I'm going to wait for a break of structure right here. If we get a break of structure right here with a supply setup, we're taking it to the downside. So here it created, but it hadn't broken the structure yet. Boom, we broke the structure. We left a beautiful fair value gap to the downside. You could have taken that all day. Stops above, could have gone a 1 to 3. And this one, as soon as we broke that structure, I knew what time it was. I took that trade all day, especially when we started going down like this. Boom, we got tapped in. Stop loss was above. TP was 1 to 3, and this one melted. This one absolutely melted. Oh, this one just took off. It had a mind of its own. It was a great trading day today. We could have held it, but I get out at 1 to 3. But this is why I like trading with the trend, because look at it. We always catch these big moves. You could have gone for a buy if this was, you could have gone for a buy technically if there was a demand zone here, which is there's not one here. Maybe down here you could have went for a buy, but it's like, why would you go for a buy? See, like right here, you could have technically gone for a buy because we are in a demand zone. We're definitely in a demand zone here. Could have gone for a buy and it might have worked out for you. Let's see if it does. If we get tapped in here, I would have probably done something like this. Gone 1 to 3. But I mean, this could have worked out for you. You could have got tapped in, but then boom, see, like that's why I stopped. Like it looked beautiful too. It looked absolutely beautiful. We're making lower lows, lower highs, and then we completely broke structure. We had a nice fair value gap in here, so we're expecting to the upside. But this example right here is what is the reason why I stopped taking these counter trend moves. This is the reason why, because this would happen to me so many times. We would tap the demand zone when the trend was clearly bearish. The trend is clearly bearish. I'd be like, okay, we're in a demand zone, so let's look for a reversal. And then boom, we get this beautiful reversal here. We get this beautiful break of structure with a beautiful reversal with a beautiful fair value gap. We tap in there and then it freaking takes you out. Like that happened all the time. That's why I trade with the trend and I follow the trend, and I only look for here. I'm going to be looking for sells. I'm only going to be looking for buys if we break all the way up here, and then I'll be looking for buys. You know what I mean? Or if we create a lower low and then break that previous lower high, then I'll be looking for buys. That's the main reason why I stopped trading those crazy. Like it works. It does. Don't get me wrong. It does work. But in my experience, I felt like 8 out of 10 times this BS kept happening to me right here. It just would stop me out completely. And then does it shoot back up? It probably does shoot back up. But it would always stop me out first. But yeah, man, that was today's trading session. Hopefully you guys made some money. I can't wait for Monday. I'm like one trade away. I'm one trade away from passing my my prop firm. So hopefully we pass on Monday. And then this is my futures prop firm. So futures prop firm, you only need to pass one challenge. After you pass the one challenge, you can request a payout. So I'm excited.